It's Thursday! Okay, so this week I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about my family, because I have a bit of an interesting family situation, I suppose. I haven't really thought much about how I'm gonna tell this story, so bear with me if I kind of ramble. I'll probably cut most of this out anyways, okay. So I guess to tell the story of my family, we need to start at the beginning, which would be the marriage ceremony. So this is from my mom's wedding scrapbook. This is their engagement photo right there. They were married in 1993, young and spry. She was 23 and he was 22, even though he looks like he was 13. So yeah, and then 3 years later, in 1996, I came along. 3 years after that, 1999, my brother was born, Brian. In 2001, Andrea, my sister, was born. And then for a while it was just us. We had the perfect all-American family, the 3 kids, and we were equal spaces apart. It was beautiful. And then in 2009, my mother had Reagan. She's cute though, she's a little fireball. And then in 2011 we had Carson. So then it was kind of an interesting family then, because we had 5 kids. I was a sophomore in high school when my youngest sister was born, and everyone thought that it was mine. When I'd take her places, if I'd take her to the park or something, I'd get these dirty looks from old ladies. It's my sister. So 2011, Carson was born. And then skip ahead to January of 2013. January 9th, 2013 was a Wednesday, I believe. My parents gathered us all together, all 5 of us children, and sent us and took us into the family room and sat us down, and I just had this really bad feeling. And they said, Mom's been going to the doctor, and they've been running tests, and Mom has a tumor in her liver, the size of a hamburger patty, so this big. And they were like, we don't know if it's benign or if it's malignant, which means benign is where it's just a buildup of some sort, it just of cells, but malignant is where it's cancerous, which is bad. So we were like, we don't know if it's malignant or benign, but either way we have to go in and take it out. So they scheduled, so she had surgery scheduled for the next Tuesday, which was the 15th. Just hearing that was very difficult. So then that Tuesday she goes in for surgery, and I went into school that day. I went home and I was like, oh Dad, it's a miracle, I got 100 on my physics test. And he was like, okay, you need to sit down. And I was like, okay. And so he sat me down and he was like, I'm glad you got 100 on your physics test, because at least there was one miracle today. And he told me that my mom had stage 4 cancer, which means that it had metastasized, and that in her surgery they had to go in and take out several other tumors and just surrounding organs and everything. And that's not what you want to hear, because that meant that she was going to have to go through some serious chemo treatment. And that night, Reagan was walking around the house. It was 1 in the morning on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. And I remember laying in bed and hearing Reagan wandering the house screaming, Mom, Mommy, where's Mommy? I want Mommy. And I just had this feeling come over me. Reagan said, when is Mommy coming home? And like, I just knew that she wasn't coming home. It was a really morbid thing to think, I guess, but it was almost peaceful. Thursday morning, I woke up, January 17th, 2013. I woke up and I was getting ready for dance practice and everything, and my dad came in my room. Ooh, I'm sorry. He hugged me and said, Mom didn't make it. She passed away this morning. That was really hard. I'm sorry for crying. So this is the most recent picture that we have of her. This was New Year's 2013. This is a picture of my family from, you know, I don't remember when this was. I think this was, it was a little while ago. So here's my dad, my brother, Carson, my mom, me, Reagan, and Andrea. And that day was really hard for all of us, as you can well imagine. He was my best friend. I miss her a lot. But in the hospital, my mom told my dad, she said, if I don't make it, my last wish for you is that you need to get married, because she didn't want him to be alone and she didn't want the youngest girls to grow up without a mom. And so she said, you need to get married, but it has to be a widow. And so November 30th, 2013, my dad got married to Stephanie, who is my stepmom now, but I call her my Steph mom. She's gorgeous, isn't she? Her husband died of, when she was pregnant with Jonna, the youngest girl. She brought along 4 children of her own. So here's my new family picture, minus the parents. We've got Lennox, he is 6 now. Grant and Kellen are twins, they're 8. There's Andrea, Carson, me, Brian, Reagan, and Jonna, who is 2, so she's the same age as Carson. I mean, I miss my mom a lot. It sucks that she's gone. But I am glad that we have Stephanie and her kids and everything, because, I don't know, it's good now. It was actually Carson and Jonna's first dentist appointment today, so I'm gonna put some clips of that and some pictures in, because they were so cute. But next week, we're taking all 9 children and we are driving to San Diego, and we're gonna spend a few weeks there. And so my next week's video, I'm gonna introduce you to all my siblings and while we're in San Diego. So I love you all.
Carson, can I give you a sticker? Would you like Elsa or Anna? Anna? Okay. There you go.
That's awesome, Carson!
Is it tickles? Just little tickles? It's just little tickles. Watch.
I got it. It was a sticker.
That's all.
I like the dances.